Hi, boys and girls. For this lesson, you will need your activity book 11.1, the page that you see right here. You will also need your reader open to chapter 15, which can be found on page 124. So make sure you have those two things ready. The directions on 11.1 say true or false. Circle the best answer and include the page number where you found your answer. What we're going to do, boys and girls, I'm going to read the chapter to you, and on whatever page for questions that you're going to be looking for the answer, I'm going to tell you which those questions are. But it's your job to write the page number right here, and then you're circling true if the statement is true. If that's what it says in the text, you write true, you circle true. If it's false, if this statement does not match what we hear and see in the text, you circle false, okay? Some of you are getting these mixed up and you shouldn't be. True means this is what we see in the text. False means something in here is wrong, okay? So let's go ahead and start reading on page 124. On page 124, you are going to be listening for the answers to number 1, number 2, and number 3. Okay? So after Julius Caesar was killed, a civil war broke out. Number 2 says Augustus was Julius Caesar's brother and the new emperor after Caesar. And number 3 says Augustus made himself emperor and got rid of the Senate and consuls. So we're going to do one of these together, and then you need to find the others on your own. Here we go. Chapter 15, After Caesar, Augustus and the Roman Empire. The men who killed Julius Caesar were trying to save the Republic. They did not succeed. After Caesar was killed, another civil war broke out. The man who came out on top at the end of the war was a man known as Augustus Caesar, or just Augustus. So in paragraph 1 here, I see the word civil war, and that was in the first question. After Julius Caesar was killed, a civil war broke out. After Caesar was killed, another civil war broke out. So back here on my activity book page, I'm going to write the page number 124, and I'm going to circle true because we saw that right in the text. So boys and girls, on page 124, you are looking for the answer to number 2 and number 3, and you're going to pause the video when you hear it and fill in your activity book page. Augustus was an adopted son of Caesar, and he agreed with Caesar that Rome needed to change. But he was smart. He knew that the Romans cared about their history. They would not be happy if he came to power and changed everything all at once. What he did instead was very clear. He made himself emperor, and he made it clear that he intended to serve until he died. That meant Rome was no longer a republic. But Augustus did not sweep away all of the old traditions. He let the Romans keep the Senate and consuls. Still, everybody knew that it was Augustus who was really in charge. So number 2 says Augustus was Julius Caesar's brother and the new emperor after Caesar. Is that true or false? And number 3 says Augustus made himself emperor and got rid of the Senate and consuls. As we move on to page 125, you will be listening and looking for the answer to question number 5 on activity book 11.1. Number 5 says, Augustus said that he found Rome in marble and left it in brick. So, reading down here. Augustus brought peace to a country that had been fighting civil wars for many years. He reformed the government and conquered new lands. He set up monuments. He built magnificent new buildings, including temples, theaters, and bathhouses. He also repaired old buildings and decorated them with fancy stone like marble. He once boasted that he found Rome brick and left it marble. Page 126, you can just sit back and listen. There's no question for you to answer. One of the most famous buildings built during the reign of Augustus is the Pantheon. The Pantheon was built as a temple to all the Roman gods. Pan means all and theo means gods. The Pantheon is a beautiful building with a dome roof. While the original building was destroyed in a fire, the Pantheon, still standing today, was built to replace it. Thousands of tourists visit it every day. Maybe you'll visit one day. On page 127, you are listening for the answer to number 4, which is Romans went to the Colosseum to see people and animals battle one another. So is that true or is it false? I'm going to read page 127 to you. The Pantheon is only one of many examples of great Roman architecture. Another one is the Colosseum. The Colosseum, built not long after the reign of Augustus, is a huge oval stadium. The Romans went to the Colosseum to see people and animals fight. The Colosseum would hold 50,000 people. Today, the Colosseum is in ruins, but some of it is left to give us a good idea of what it would have looked like. So the picture says the ruins of the Colosseum as it appears today. In ancient Roman times, the Romans came to the Colosseum to see battles between people and animals. The Romans also enjoyed watching chariot races. These were held in an even larger stadium called the Circus Maximus. We heard that before. For the Romans, a chariot race or a fight was good entertainment, the way a football game or a movie is for us today. The Romans also built roads and aqueducts. The roads brought people from all around the empire. The aqueducts were used to bring water from the country into the city. Some of the aqueducts are also very beautiful. That is pretty amazing, their architecture. Okay, so boys and girls, please make sure, I'm going to go back here, please make sure that you have all 5 questions answered. Do not submit this paper with blank answers. You need to have true or false circled for each question and the page number where we found it.